Hello everyone, welcome to a Napoleonic War line battle here on a Sunday evening. It is the 33rd Regiment Sunday line battle, and the guys are getting set up here. You can see, fine Prussian setup, and it is the Prussians versus the Austrians. Yes, those dastardly ostriches are back again. And let's go and have a look to see who's on the team. So, in the Austrian side, we have the 33rd, the 10 PP, and the 92nd are in there as well. I think that's about it. As opposing them, on the side of the Prussians, is the 88th CR, the 96Y, the 1st BDC, and, the 8th are in there as well. Fantastic stuff. And the 10th. So, you can see here some fine cavalry fellows are on their way out, looking for quarry. No, looking for quarry, not the quarry. But as you can see, these fine fellows here from the 96Y. There's Megavolt, and a bit of horn going on in there as well. So, quite a nice map actually. Unusually covered with trees. You don't see this a lot on Napoleonic Wars battles. They tend to be quite open. And there we go. It looks like there's been a casualty on a horse. And these fellows here from Angry Scots Piper from the 20th. The fine Prussians in there. And the new addition, we are running under the new patch. The medic. There to keep the lads healthy. Try and bring them back from the brink of death. So, commanding officer Colonel Warclever of the 20th. And he is supported over here by Colonel Douglas of the 88th. You can see him moving out with his lads. Don't they all look wonderful? And we've just lost Trooper Sparkles. Oh dear. So, let's see if we can get an idea of the movement of the troops in this very, I wouldn't say it's very dense, but just a forest of sorts. Aha, look at this. So you can see there the Prussians starting to move around. You've got the Austrians sneaking around in some of these lovely lines, looking for an advantage. And you've got some skirmishers in there as well. And there's two lines over here on the right, supported by a third line coming in, sort of dragging at the rear, so to speak. Now, they are pushing up very close towards these lines. You can see some skirmishers. They're quite spread out, as is the norm for the skirmisher formation. And these guys taking cover. Let's see. And you can see these guys continuing to fire at their opposing forces. And it looks like the Tank 55 has just been taken down. So these skirmishers from the 1st BDC. Here's Cortez. And there's Rammer, Estrella, Alexio, Garmona, and Oliveira. The Major. Look at that. Fine moustache on the gentleman. And he's up there getting his rocks off, as you can see. Probably not a good idea to stand on a rock when there's lots of people with guns pointing in your general direction. So, the 10th JBH. You can see Manuel Khan following in behind his commanding officer, Colonel JJ. These guys moving out the torpedo heads. These fine fellows. And look at that, some of the 33rd taking damage, coming in from the 20th and the 96Y as well. And you can see a nasty, nasty occurrence, as it looks like the skirmishers got brutalized by the cavalry. And there is Shogun from the 96Y, and it looks like, oh dear, this is not going well. This is not going good. Cadet Hobbits with a 92nd fighting for his life, and he's being diddled multiple directions. Poor old Hobbits is no more. Who's left? Andrew Mackenzie, Fusilier of the 92nd, getting attacked from all directions and just butchered. And War Clever looks at from a distance. So the medic, one medic per line, is the additional rule. As you can see, additional Austrians. Lieutenant Sneaky Fellow of the 33rd. Oh, and a quick about face. Lance Corporal Crusher. And there's Recruit Zalati. He's now at the front of the line. No pressure, Zalati. Oh, there we go, and a quick about face as well. So, let's see what they have planned. Oh, that's some of the 10th and the 20th taking some fire coming in from the 33rd. Look at this. Trying to prove to be as spiky a ball as they possibly can be. And the medic, Troll Prezes, trying to keep all the boys alive, struggling with the bandages. You've never seen a man lay in a elastoplast as quick as this boy. Very impressive stuff, and they've managed to... Oh no, they've lost the medic. The medic's been murdered by Colonel Warclever. A headshot with a pistol. And these guys trying to form as spiky a defence as they possibly can. And standing next to the rocks, which is smart play by the Austrians. But now they're coming under melee attack from the 1st BDC. And this could be an addition to their problems. There's Sol Silva. With a very short sword. Almost a toothpick, in fact. And sadly, it so proves. His toothpick did not defend him. And it's Lieutenant Blaze. Look at this, fighting. Defending. Blocking and stabbed in the bottom. He couldn't push back that many people. But reinforcements are nearby. And Lance Corporal Crusher and Francois Costa of the 33rd line. You can see them trying to engage the enemy. And there's a bit of team killing going on. Whoops-a-daisy. Private Douglas is no more. Recruit Romain of the 28th Regiment of Infantry, no doubt. War Clever. And he sticks himself, Squalala sticks himself on the edge. And there's Foucault and War Clever. Oh, I thought it died there for a second. Sergeant Foucault of the 8th. And here is Tineful of the 96Y. Look at that braiding on the jacket. Oh, doesn't he look devilishly handsome? It's only a shame to spoil it with some bullets, but never mind. So he's off looking for his friends. And we're looking at the 10 PP, Volkredge, and at the end, Rutskowitz. No doubt, with that officer, Garb, Kovsky, Mateo, Harry Potter. Oh my goodness. Watchket 885. Marhevka. Minichu, I presume. Galomp. Texas 77. Turek. Le Donald. Pascari. Or Pascori. And Dokresh. Fine, fine. Unpronounceable names. Kind of typical for the Polish. Especially where I'm concerned. Just brutal, brutal massacring of people's names. I had the same problem with the guy who lives opposite me. Never mind. Anyway. So, we move over to check out the 20th. With War Clever leading the boys. And they're going to be forming up a line. And they've got a few hangers-on from the 1st BDC as well. And they're Veteran Ekstrom. And these two little lines are going to make their way up. Provide a little bit of extra cover. Oh, there we go. Unt of Futi from the 96Y dismounts as per the rules. And joins the back of the existing line. Looking for some medicing. He's trying to place a subtle hint. Good luck. No, and he's getting bypassed. His own men are being taken care of first. There we go. Unt with a little bum wiggle there just to say, please medic me. There we go. Fine medicing on Unt. So Untov is now relatively alive. All he's got is a sword. He doesn't have a musket as of yet. As Toxic Marine gets felled. And Roman. And you can see Unt is going to want to get in there. There we go. He's got himself a musket now. So let's see. Bob P of the 10th. The torpedo heads themselves. There's Yalak as well. And JJ the Colonel. So, supporting, as you can see, the 1st BDC skirmishers. And these guys putting a little bit of fire down as the Austrians come charging in. Oh heavens, here we go. And down goes Adam. Adam shot down as they move in. And Sir Twicken of the 33rd, or Twyken I think I should say. And they're going to move up and try and join in with the 10 PP. Look at this. Using maybe the 10 PP for a bit of cover. So there we go. Queen Crusader, Fnap and Mr. Fox. So, they've now reformed. And we can now wait and see as there we go. There's the all charge. Oh dear. Or possibly not. And there we go. A little bit of melee going on there. And you can see the first BDC. As you can see, Sol Rammer here, trying to engage this Austrian. It's Fnap. Fusilier Fnap. Look at him. Now working together with a teammate. Who's the man defending himself? It's Rama. Defending himself from 2 men. Tries to block it. Gets stabbed in the side and he's down. Ah, indeed. And now, here is Fnap. We shall follow Fnap. Oh my god, he's going in for the punch. And Fnap is felled. Look at that. And down finally goes Mr. Fox. And the Austrians are ended. And we move on to the next round. So here we are in the next round. And we are down by the spawn of the fine Prussians, Oliveria. And also you can see Grenadier Tosca. Fine opera that is. And JJ. And other members of the Prussian there. The 96Y. With Shogun. And Stegman. And Narish in at the end there. Seems to have picked the wrong uniform, but never mind. Now, oh, look at this. Prussian Lancer. Where could he be going? Off to find his friends, perhaps. Getting the horse as fast as possible. It's Fredericus from the 96Y. And it looks like he might be scouting. Oh, no, he's looking for fellow Lancers. And you can see him now moving in and catching up with his friends on the Lancer Regiment. And he's crashed his horse. Lovely stuff. So, the Lancers now circling around, waiting for an opportunity. And here is Cutsy of the 33rd. Behind him is Stipper. Smokey, Aziel, Finley Spritz, Crow Gaming Pro, Unwilling, there's Charizard, Jarlgund, Raven, Blazer, oh there's the medic, Brezus, and Blaze in at the far end, and you can see them getting involved with a quick stand-up, run and gun there. They've moved in, they've done the kill, or tried to get the kill. You've also got this great big huge line here of the 33rd. They're formed up. They're going to have to move soon. And these guys over here on the right-hand side, the 92nd, providing a bit of cover for the right-hand flank of the Austrian army. Now you can see the members of the 33rd start to move a little bit back, maybe try and regroup, get a bit of a round, an end around on the enemy as members of the 88th get taken out, including their second lieutenant. They've got to be careful, watch for those lancers. Those lancers will do them a lot of damage. And Nascimento is taken out, shot in the bonce. And Colonel Douglas of the 88th. You can see these fellows now making their way into the forested area. Well, it's all forested really, but an area certainly of more cover. And that was a bit risky for them. They had to run across open ground to get to a place with a little bit more cover. Let's see if we can lock in on the 10 pp. Here they are, making use of the cover of rocks. Obviously didn't work for one person. There's Rutkowitz. And they're firing back at the enemy. And you can see there's a line over here on the right-hand side. Prussians firing at the Austrians. The bullet's just a little long, but you've got another line of Austrians coming up to support. It's the 92nd with Toby leading the line. And medic recruit Felix at the back. Oh, lovely volley coming in there. And unfortunately, it looks like the 10 pp are losing a few of their numbers. Oh, get back in line, you bugger. A bit of discipline going on there. He gets medic quickly to replenish that health. And look at this. Fire coming in as the 96Y trading fire with the 33rd. As these guys also then move out while the cavalry continues to float around behind them. And here is the 8th. Moving in behind the likes of the 1st BDC skirmishers and the 10th. There's Pain Brain. What a great name. Bobnov and Yalak at the back, holding the flag. So, these two guys are going to be crossing between each other. And now, let's just see what's going on here. As these guys, the 92nd, making use of the rock to defend their left flank. They've got to watch their behind as well. But cavalry continues to float around. And here, 33rd Trooper Smov working with Pollux. And you can see one of the boys has lost his horse. But he's managed to murder Mary. And that is Ace from the 33rd horses. Look at him. Doesn't he look handsome? That fine moustache. And he's going to then, as per the rules, attach himself to the back of the line. And work with the line troops. I think the fact that they've got medics in there to heal people, fantastic. I think it's great. It might need to speed the animation up a little bit. It does seem like doing it Matrix style and a little bit in slow motion. But maybe that's to sort of slow down the time it takes to do the medicing, because otherwise you'd be able to go sort of press and medic them really fast and spam it. So maybe that's a deliberate choice where the developers are concerned. It's difficult to say. But either way, it was an unexpected patch and additions for Napoleonic Wars. Oh dear. The 20th have just taken a casualty. Warclever and his lads. And there's Ekstrom. There we go. The healing goodness of Ekstrom. Doing his duty. And let's see. Look at these guys. They're so spread out. I really like this map. This is a really, really good map. Because the trees offer so much chance for other regiments to do those wonderful things like ambushes, all that kind of stuff. Just absolutely fantastic. And it just makes a difference. Oh, Greek debt. Oh, comes in and slicing one of the enemies across the back. Look at these guys trying to put up a pointy defence as best they can. The 96Y now moving out as some of the horses fall from the stabby goodness that is the 20th Regiment. Oh, slice across the back. Coming in from Carlos Spicy Wiener. Oh my goodness, what a name. Carlos and his Spicy Wiener. And the Wiener is down. And the spice is in trouble. It's burning. And the spice is sliced. Down goes the Wiener. Yeah, say whatever you want. That's all I'm going to say on that one. And here, Stipper. Oh, he's taking some damage and he's down. And here is Recruit Squalala from the 28th. Well, precisely. He's got to watch out. Because there's still... Oh, for that reason. Barged to the floor by a horse and trampled to death. Oh my goodness, Trooper Redder is looking redder and redder by the day and the minute, and even redder now. What's going on over here? It's Fnap again. Fusilier with the 33rd, his teammate with a fine stab. Lovely stab going in there from Sir Twicken. And Fnap carries the flag of the Austrian Empire with pride as they now go out to diddle plenty more Prussians. Recruit Felix about to get involved with a bit of diddling, and there we go. The Duke of Wellington has been felled. And we move on to the next round. Well, we've gone from one logical extreme to another. We've gone from a sort of foresty, greenish map to a foresty, snowy map. So, interesting, but nevertheless, good stuff. So, the teams have been swapped around. So it is still, obviously, the Austrians versus the Prussians. But they're all on the opposing team this time. So, here's the 33rd Fusilier. Raven leading the lads out. There's Stipper and Maximovic. Goodness me. Charizard and Jarlgand. Smokey. Zezel. And also Unwilling. And there's Crow. And Lieutenant Blaze is at the back. So, who's that firing already? You can see the members of the 33rd. There's Adam in at one end. And Lance Corporal Crusher at the other, with obviously Fusilier Strix as the medic. Doesn't he look handsome? So those guys already trying to engage at distance. The enemies of the Prussian army. Sniffing and going past. Sniffing all that cordite. And all that powder fire. Oh, glorious stuff. Oh dear. Okay, I don't think that worked out well. Oh no. So, here we go. Even after all these years, there are still some sad, inadequate twats who want to spoil the game for other people. Very, very sad. Never mind. So, it looks like we've lost George Washington already. And here is Nascimento of the 1st BDC. Silver sensibly hiding behind a stone. One of those big rocks out there. And now following in behind Oliveira the Major. Oh dear. Corpses. And some cavalrymen out here as well. The body of a lancer nearby. As you can see, the 1st BDC taking some fire. They're spread out skirmish. It's skirmisher on skirmisher action maybe. No, you can see these guys also moving up the 33rd. And these guys over here on the right hand side probably causing some of the damage. The 33rd. And there's Costa. Oh, a bit of dodging as they go in against the Prussians. And it's the 96Y now forced to defend themselves from lots of very angry hostages with bayonets. And Shogun defending himself from a highly aggressive ostrich. Oh, look at that block. And he gets a slice back on his enemy and another block. And he gets a slice back on his enemy again. Shogun's got to watch his back. And look at this. They're literally going back to protect each other. Form as much a defense as they can. Double block there by Shogun. Another block by Shogun. I mean, his swing was blocked by his enemy. Watching Shogun, this is looking for an opportunity. And they force the Austrians to flee. As Shogun is now reforming what remains of his line. Oh, look at that. The Prussians still continuing to fire into the enemy. Oh dear, look at this. It's Sneaky Fellow being sneaky and now being dead. So, the remainders of the Austrian support being finished off. The Prussians now being medicked, bandaged. The bleeding is being stopped. But the Austrians are not bowed. And in come the 33rd. Albert Zein, we'll call him. As poor old Crow gets taken down. An angry Scots Piper also dies. And there's the all charge. As the 33rd, the Prussians and the Austrians. Look at this. With a medic at the back. There's obviously his Hippocratic oath to do no harm, which is why he's running backwards as the Austrian reinforcements come charging in to do damage to the Prussians. Bit of cavalry, and there we go. The guys have armed themselves with lances to give them that extra reach, but it's not going to do very well. As there you can see a little bit of murdering still continuing. And there's Greek Det, trooper of the 33rd. And the Austrians have won the round. And we move on to the next one. And so on this snowy landscape we return. And we are with the 96Y. Get these guys all lined up waiting. Napoleonic Wars players, they just can't help themselves. They have to headbang. Oh dear, I love it. And here, Colonel Douglas of the 88th. Getting his boys together. Padre Shaniqua. Padre. Doesn't he look handsome? He's going to be doing the medicing. Keeping the boys' spirits raised. And prevent the blood from flowing. As there are the Lancers. The 33rd Lancers. And you can see already the boys getting involved with a little bit of run and gun. Oh dear, who's this fella? Beef Baby, what a name, who currently seems to be slightly lost. So poor old Beefy is trying to find his friends. As Charizard, oh, poor Charizard dying within the first few minutes of the battle. A tad unfortunate. So, Shogun and the 96Y moving up to support the likes of the 20th Mercenary Mouth Breather. And there is Warclever checking through the spyglass. He sees cavalry in the far distance. Not that much cover. And these guys putting themselves out in the open field. The 92nd, this could work out badly for them. We'll have to wait and see. There's Toby Lovely beard on the man there. And bacon and eggs. Recruit bacon and eggs. Fine name for a fine meal. And who's the medic at the back? There's Felix again. Oh dear. PFC William has ground to a halt. And there is Rogue AC. Andrew Mackenzie. George Macduff. John Campbell. And I think there's Bacon, of course. And William in at the end. Oh, looks like a bit of damage done there to George Macduff. He's going to take a little bit of damage. And there we go, some more medicing work. Oh, no! They've lost recruit Rogue AC. Oh, no, they've lost another. Oh, George. Poor George is down. Oh, dear. And now they decide to pull back. And the 92nd move back to a slightly more advantageous position. But this could be a problem as the Lancers are closing. The Prussian Lancers are closing in on them. The Lance is down. And down goes Fredericus as he charges into the 92nd. Shot in the chest. Oh, look at this. Down go a few. And this is going to be a problem for the 92nd. They've got to try and defend themselves against his brutal attack from the Lancers. And this is going to be a difficult challenge for them. But it looks like they're doing a good job so far. Most of the Prussians coming in have been taken down. And these Austrians are defending themselves very well. Recruit Felix barged to the floor but manages to get up in time. Looking to get that all-important stab in. And there's 3 left. Wow. The 3 survivors. Marius. Andrew Mackenzie. And Recruit Felix. A brutal, brutal moment for the 92nd, but they managed to at least survive with some people. And the 33rd with Crusher and Co. taking pot shots at the enemy. So now the 92nd will join the end of that line. Let's see. Okay. Now, the Lancers, look at that, still curling around and waiting around the back. We move into the 96Y, supported on the right-hand side by the lights of the 1st BDC. There's Neto, and there's Nascimento, and Alexio, and Cortez. And Lima at the back, and Silva. And over here on the right-hand side is Stegman, Major of the 10th, leading the boys through. Oh dear. It looks like we just lost somebody out of the 10th. Bovnovvip. You can see them trying to sort themselves out, getting the lines moved around. The 96Y now are engaging the fleeing Prussians. As Strix gets cut down at the back. The medic is down. They've got a second one in Recruit Felix. And now look at that, Andrew Mackenzie killed. As you can see. Potato Cuzzle. Also of the 92nd as well. Picking up these fallen teammates' musket. So let's go and have a look around. Oh dear! What happened there? The 96Y in as the horse. There's Stanislav. Named probably after one of the great actors. Oh goodness, what's going on over here? It's New Life. And his life has been ended. And look at this, another Lancer circling. Recruit Furs down. And multiply diddled. Oh, he's managed to survive a couple of stabs. But it looks like the 10PP. Oh, dear. Troll Prez, the medic, in there dealing with his lads who are damaged. bringing the boys back up to speed. Keeping the lads healthy. So you can see 5 left on the Prussian side, 28 on the Austrian. This is not going to go well for the Prussians. Sacrificial lamb. Living up to his name, possibly. Yep, pretty much. And a nice team kill right at the end. So we are underway with the next round. And the Prussians moving out from the spawn. The cavalry, look at this. Can you imagine the ground thundering as these boys come charging in? With Robespierre leading the 96Y. And we've just lost Potato Cuzzle. Looks like he tripped over his boot and stabbed himself in the testicles and has fallen off the server as a result. Now, let's see. Some fine horn work going on there in the distance. Who's this fellow? 8th Harper of the 33rd. And there we go. Oh dear. Okay. Now, there's Sneaky Fellow. And it looks like they've lost... Oh, dear. Oh, that's a very painful death. Someone shot him in the balls, as you can see. It's not very polite, is it? So, the cool hair. With cool hair. As down goes Corporal Crusher. As the other members of the Austrian army move forward. Hopeless night from the 33rd. So, they're taking some casualties. The 92nd continue to fire. There's Toby looking through the spyglass. And it looks like the 1st BDC working together with the 96Y. And the skirmishers. Just waiting to see what happens. There's a car horn in the background, breaks the immersion, thank you. And we're in with the 20th. And there is Filsafish. Checking his war clever through the spyglass. Look at that fine moustache on the man. There's Fukuru from the 8th. Make their way round the back. And there, Romain and Gontran. Oh dear. They're jumping in each other's way there. So they all charge at 46 minutes. The reason you have to do that is because otherwise there's a lot of camping. And oh! Oh dear. Castelhera gets taken down. So, as I was saying, what happens is you see a lot of camping because nobody wants to give the advantage. So they force the all charge after a certain amount of time. And it looks like these fellows, there we go. There's Veteran Ekstrom. Look at these guys getting medicked up. As Colonel Douglas is felled out there. Oh! And now let's see. Beef Baby with a quick team kill. Oh dear. Who's fifing? It's Duke of Wellington. Love the fifing. I love it. I really love it. Oh no, the fifing has ended. Prince Wellington has been felled. And there we go. Melee only in the last round, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on with the 96Y? Oh dear. So here was what remains of the 96Y. Where is the rest of them? Aha. Oh, fine stab coming in from Texas 77. Look at this. And commanding officer very nearly killed. JJ defending himself, using his torpedo head to his advantage. Sadly, the advantage has ended. Look at this. Ekstrom still medicing his lads down to the final moments. It's Sacrificial Lamb again. How does he survive? Look at this. We follow the Sacrificial Lamb. Goes in for a sneaky stab and a good stab in there into Golomp from the 10pp. And a nice block by Sacrificial Lamb. And poor old good fella gets murdered out there in the field. Oh, fine turn and stab. Lovely stuff. Good peripheral viewing there coming in. And let's see. Currently running backwards. And he stopped. Look at this. Oh, nice first stab. And now he's got a support. Sacrificial Lamb is down. The lamb has been sliced. And now Megavolt. As you can see, LeDonald is taken down from the 10pp. Who's the last man? Uh-oh, it's the Doctor. The Doctor is in. Troll Prez, and he's stabbed once, and he tries to medic him to death. And we're on to the final round, which will be melee only. And here we are, the melee round, the final round of the event. We're in with the Austrians. They get themselves all set up. And it looks like they want one more reset. Oh, look at this. And there's the reset. So, that's your lot where the resets are concerned. And now, they're into it. So here they are. God, what I wouldn't love to see a great big mass punch-up on the whole regiments. All of them together. Getting off their horses and just having a mass punch-up. That would be funny as hell. Well, in come the Lancers. They've started off with a melee. Oh, look at this. Oh, dear. And he's crashed his horse into a tree. Oh, there we go. The horse is down. That's what happens when you crash your horse into a tree. It wasn't going to end well. Who's this in the centre getting diddled? It's McKirry. Oh dear. And Kutai taking down Spritz. And Kincaid is finished off out there in the field by Futai. The Unt. And down goes Vojd. And Dom is unhorsed. And he's bloodied and now dead. Killed by Narish of the 96Y, who then dies courtesy of Sparkles as more forces come fly. Oh dear. It's Sacrificial Lamb again. And he's waiting. He's poised for the attack. Yeah, there's not really much you can say, really. Except he's a daft bugger, clearly. And Sacrificial Lamb barged to the floor. Dear, oh dear. And here's the melee. In the centre. Here, fifing. Some fine fifing from the Duke of Wellington. The sword's out, but will the fife be out soon? He's fighting for his life. And he's over. The fife has snapped. There's Redder is in there as well, Trooper. And he's going after a doctor. He must be wanting all that meth, all the ether. There's a flag holder as well, Zalati. Gonna poke you with the flag end. That will be a rather painful end. As one of the few remaining Prussians. There must be one left, or a few left. Yes, there are. These are Austrians. You can tell from the blue trousers. And there we go. The final man has been felled. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is it for this evening. I hope you've enjoyed. My thanks, obviously, to the 33rd Regiment for inviting me along, and to every single regiment for attending. Thank you, and we'll see you again soon.